Welcome to another episode of the Level Up Your Gym podcast. I'm your host, Joe Hashi, and today I am joined by Chris Willson. Chris is a little bit of a YouTube expert. I met Chris through a mutual friend, Mike Westerdahl, over at criticalbench.com, and we're thinking about ways to provide value for your gym owners because we're going to be talking marketing strategies. You should be thinking about your quarter one plans. You should be thinking about what you can do now during a pandemic, if you have extra time on your hands to build up a library of items. So I thought Chris would be perfect to get on here to talk about YouTube. Chris, could you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Certainly, Joe. Thanks so much for having me. Love talking about this topic in particular. I have been working for Critical Bench it'll be 8 years soon, and I'm in the operations side of things, which kind of means I'm involved in all things that happen here. I am a content creator as well as kind of the behind the scenes guy driving different platforms. And I actually went to high school with Mike Westerdahl, who founded Critical Bench. We've been really good friends for over 30 years. And so working for your best friend, has had its challenges for sure. But I think we've really grown together over these years, and just really are so passionate about what we do, what we create, the service we provide to people in this country and all around the world. And so YouTube is one of our big platforms where we can reach people, and it's been like my baby since I started here.
I love that, Chris, because when I'm speaking and consulting with gym owners, they're often just taking kind of a scattergun approach to content creation, where it's whatever moves them that day. They'll throw something up, and then maybe they'll do 3 videos in a row. Then maybe you won't hear from them for 8 months. Then maybe they switch to Instagram. Then maybe they spend some time on YouTube.
Yes.
But having a structured content creation plan is so important. But I don't want to get off on that because I want people listening to the 7 YouTube tips so we can stay focused for today, because I love talking about this stuff too, but I'll let you run with it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love getting into this. I said before Joe hit record, I can talk about this stuff all day long. And I think that's, for me, that's where it really starts, is that passion has to continue to be there. You have to really love what you're doing, love what you're talking about, love the way you're trying to help people. And it just comes naturally for me to teach and instruct and coach on camera, because I just love what I'm talking about. And I know there's someone on the other end that I'm reaching it's going to help them in their life. So that's definitely a driver there for me. But so, okay, I'm going to stick with 7, what I think are the big movers. They're going to move the needle the most if you are willing to create on YouTube. And so I'm going to start with some great ones, but I'm going to finish with the most important one, okay? So you have to stay through to the end, because number 7's the big daddy, all right? So number 1, the key to success on YouTube is, without question in my mind, and Joe already hit on it, is consistency in the upload process and following a schedule. YouTube rewards you basically in the algorithm for consistent engagement, consistent uploading. Okay. So when people, as Joe had said, they'll make 3 videos and they'll put them up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then nothing for 2 months, because they got sidetracked. They started doing something else. Oh, let me blow up my Instagram. And it's like the squirrel thing, ooh, and you run for that nut, and then you run for that nut. You got to really hone in and get serious and have a plan. And I think once you do that, you will, without question, because I just spoke to one of my good friends, Frank Rich, who just started doing that. He committed to YouTube over the summer, and since July, he doubled his channel. Since July. So in 4 months, okay? Not sure when this episode goes live on your podcast, but it's probably some point here in the latter part of November. So in a very short period of time, he saw a great amount of success, because he dedicated himself to one upload daily, Monday through Friday. and he's doing everything himself, so he's the creator, he's the editor, he's the uploader, he does it all himself, thumbnail creator, all that stuff. But that consistency has been rewarded. And then what happens is your fan base is looking for those videos. And typically your fan base is only going to be 10 to 20% of your views anyway, because a bulk of our content is still just viewed by non-subscribers. So it's pretty amazing. But that consistency in your upload process, if done over time, month in, month out, we've been doing it. We committed to one YouTube video per day, and we did that for 7 years. One video daily for 7 years. And, that's when we saw the massive growth, year over year. Oh, I'm not hearing you, Joe. You're muted.
I muted myself on that one. Hey, we're recording these. I have 3 kids at home homeschooling, so I like to mute myself between.
I hear you.
I'm old enough to remember back in the day when we used to watch TV shows on a schedule. Friday, we used to get to watch TGIF. Now, if you can imagine, you sit down for TGIF for your weekly TV viewing with your family, and all of a sudden it's not there. They just decide not to do it that week. And then 2 weeks later, they do one on Thursday. And then next week, they do one on Monday. Without that consistency, your viewers will have no idea when to attend what you're putting out. So I love that tip. What's the next one, Chris?
Yeah, it's so paramount. So number 2 kind of goes in line with that. But a lot of people, what they do is they run out of content, right? So they get ready and they're like, yes, I can't wait to make this video. I'm really psyched about this topic. And they make it, or maybe they make 2. And then, but boom, they upload 2 and they're out of content. So the second thing is to batch your content. So have a day or a period of hours set aside where you're going to make X amount of videos, whether that's 5 or 6 or 10. And then you have some content to pull from and follow a schedule with that content. So don't go, willy-nilly out of the gate trying to do one every day. Do one a week. Get good at one a week. People know every Monday at 9 a.m., or actually go on the off hour. Okay. So it's built in. It's always better to go on the off hour, not on the hour. So go like 9:15, 9:30 a.m. or 4:15, 4:30 p.m. Those are some of your best upload times, that earlier morning and that just out of work time frame. And stick to that. And then when you feel like, okay, I think I'm ready now, I'm in a groove, I can go to 2 uploads a week. Then have those 2 days that people know, Monday, Saturday, or Monday, Thursday, or something like that, and stick with that. Again, it falls in line with number 1, that consistency. But now you have the content to pull from because you spent 3 hours making X amount of videos, and now you've set yourself up for, the month. So maybe you only have 1 creation day, 1 or 2 creation days a month. And that's where all your content comes. That's how we do it here. And we've had great success. We have a filming day a week. And then some months we can skip a filming day. So we'll only have like 3 filming days for the month, but we batch. So you gotta batch and have those resources there to pull from.
You should be doing it with your content creation. You should also be doing it with your emails. You should be doing it with a lot of things, whatever you can do and squeeze into one day where you can have focus on it. And you don't have to spend 30 minutes getting in the zone and then 30 minutes winding up. You'll save yourself a ton of time by just batching and blocking time. And this is a perfect example. You'll save a ton of time on videos if you do it this way.
It's no question about it. Once we started doing that, everything was so much easier for us. So much better, flowed, smoother. You're getting, okay, today's YouTube day. You know what I mean? Or YouTube morning. We don't film all day. We film for like 4 to 5 hours, and that's our day. We're spent, and we'll get anywhere from 6 to 10 videos in that period of time done.
Yeah, that's a great point, because what we do here at levelupyourgym.com is we give people a free daily video that's like a gym business masterclass in their inbox each morning. Well, I wrote down 100 ideas. I had our video guy came over and we shot him over the course of 4 periods. I'm not shooting every day a new video. We did it once. We wrote all the emails the next day, and that's over 3 months worth of content in one full 8-hour workday.
It's awesome, right? And it felt amazing. And geez, you could like, if I do that quarterly, I have like all my content,
That's
kind of thing.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to schedule, you got to batch. What's next for us, Chris?
All right. Number 3, you really you gotta be known for something on YouTube. Solve a problem. All right. Be a problem solver for people. So, people go to YouTube for 2 reasons. They go there to be entertained, or they go there to learn something, how to do something. Okay. So, but inside those 2 big worlds on YouTube, you got to be kind of known for something that people associate you with a topic or a subject matter, rather than just ending up on there and you're kind of, you're just all over the map and they don't really know what to make of you. So definitely begin. And I call that just beginning with great content and really diving in as deep as you can in that world that people have found interest in for you. For us, it's exercise and workout. We're known as a really big exercise database, how to do stuff, how to, get a flatter stomach, how to, unlock your glutes, how to, do a great body weight workout. So that's kind of what we've become known for over these years. So yes, we make a lot of videos still based on what performs best on our channel, while being able to explore other topics and try other things as well. Now that we can kind of take those liberties, that now that we've got, a big following and we've, grown substantially over the years.
I have a follow-up question on that. And I think this will help the audience hone in on their focus.
Yeah.
Why do you guys do YouTube? Like, why do you bother putting out 1 video a day for 7 years? What's the goal for you? And maybe it'll help them identify what could be the goal for them as a brick and mortar.
Yeah, it's a great question, Joe. At first, honestly, it was just more of a branding thing and just putting free resources, free content out there for people to find us, get to know us, and then hopefully that helps support and give credibility to, sales pages for products, digital, physical products that we were selling. That people would search our name at that point and then see, oh, wow, they have like a lot of YouTube stuff. Oh, wow, I see them here on Facebook. They have a lot of posts and a lot of videos there. And so it's a credibility thing. They see multiple platforms. You feel real to them. They know you, they like you, they trust you, right? And that really can help when you're, we are a business. So we sell stuff, we make stuff, we sell stuff, and YouTube has been a tremendous free resource for people for years and years and years and years. But what it's become, so initially it wasn't as much, it was about lead generation and sales as well. But when you're smaller, you don't feel those as much. You get like 5 leads or 10 leads in a day, or, maybe generate a sale or 2. And it feels really small. It's like, wow, that's a lot of work for, kind of just very little return, But like most things in life, it's just that daily investment, that compound effect. So you have to be willing to give something 2 years. If you're really serious about it, give it 2 years of consistent effort to be able to see that return, right? If you're doing that, following that video schedule, and you're doing a good job of calls to action and stuff in your videos, you will start to feel that return over that, first and second year without question. It'll compound and it'll grow exponentially.
And I don't want to get too far off our list, but there's 2 points in there that I really love. The compound effect of YouTube, I believe, is a little bit better than your Facebook or your Instagram, because those videos will get buried and they won't exist for very long. So if you're doing them on YouTube, they will continue to exist and they're more searchable and they'll show up more than like your Facebook or your Instagram, which is if you don't catch them in the first day, and that's generous, maybe the first few hours, you're just not going to catch them overall. And the second point is warming up your audience. It is very difficult for someone to overcome the friction of deciding to get fit, exposing themselves to a new place where they feel vulnerable. And if they can get you, like Chris was saying, to know, like, and trust you by seeing some of the videos, seeing that you're real people, seeing that you can smile and deliver content, and they get to know you a little bit more. It's a good branding step before they come in, and it's evergreen content. So it's not disappearing like other platforms. Yeah. Not saying the other platforms aren't important, but YouTube has a different value to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. YouTube's not just your regular social media, it's not Facebook, it's not Instagram, it's not Twitter, it's not any of these other ones. It's very much its own type of social medium. And you're a true creator here. And people, I feel like YouTube can create the greatest and most loyal following out of all the platforms. I feel that's how strongly I feel about it.
And I'll let you in on the direction and the listeners of where we're going as our brick and mortar company in the next year. And this is a marked difference from how we've been doing our marketing over the last few years. We're going to put a lot more effort into YouTube and podcasts. As you're watching today, we have our local gym one, and we'll use the social media platforms for paid advertising because we're just not getting the distribution on organic posts if we're not willing to put money behind it. It hasn't been worth our time. So for the evergreen content and shareable content of value, we're focusing on YouTube and podcasts. And this is for our local market. We're interviewing a lot of members to share their real world stories of getting fit, so it's more shareable locally, and owning those platforms, and then creating joint ventures in our community where we have other people who are involved in fitness on those platforms. It works on a small level just like it works on a national level.
Oh, without question. Yeah. And YouTube especially still has the organic growth that the other platforms don't have anymore. It's really become like a pay to play kind of thing on these other platforms for faster growth. You can start a YouTube channel tomorrow, and YouTube loves new creators, and they will make your videos visible if you start doing these tips. Okay. Yeah. And just to let those listeners know where we're coming from, because I didn't really hit on it in the beginning. We have over 100 million views on our channel, and we're going to be hitting 1 million subscribers in the first quarter of next year. We're at 725,000 subscribers. So, this has been, again, a big undertaking, but at this point, it's really running kind of on idle, if you want to say. There's been so much momentum put into this channel, you cannot stop it. Let me just say, there's so many moving parts to it that are just so used to working together that it just makes it go so smooth.
And I know we're only on 4, but excellent point with that. I want to emphasize that when you turn your Facebook ads off, it stops. When you don't have to do that on YouTube, it still exists. And once you have the momentum that Chris is talking about, yes, it is going to be more investment up front, and you have to have more patience. And that's why we advocate for doing multiple avenues. And we're just diving in deep on YouTube today. And this isn't smack talking Facebook ads because we use them, but it is emphasizing that there are different platforms and there's different ways to go about your growth and your marketing. All right. So we have schedule, batch, solve problem. Number 4.
All right. And this is kind of a no-brainer, but something that some people don't invest any real thought or time in is the thumbnail. The thumbnail for your video is the window into your video. Okay. It's the title on a book. It's the picture that you see hanging in the window at the store that you're walking past. What's going to grab your attention, right? And if the thumbnail is hard to read, if there's text on the thumbnail and it's too small or hard to read, that's a strike. If the image is really distant, you can't quite tell what the person's doing, they're far away, it's not very colorful, you get another strike for that one. If you have text on there, but you're burying stuff in the bottom right-hand corner, that's where YouTube puts up their timer. That's, you get another X for that one. So you kind of have to have some basics. And also, 70% of people are watching you on mobile devices, not on their big, awesome, fancy screen that's 58 inches, big. So it has to look good, small. So, you have to think of all these things, like what's going to pop. You got to put stroke around lettering so it pops off. You got to do contrasting colors. So if you got a darker image, have lighter text. Things like this make the most sense. And easiest way to be good at thumbnails is look at the big channels that are having great success and model them. Don't copy them, but model them. And I mean, that's what that's what we do and what we started doing. And it's funny because I don't look at anybody else anymore. We just do our own stuff now. But I'll notice it every once in a while if I do catch someone else's video. Like I'll be like, oh, they're definitely modeling us. Like I can tell. But it's a compliment, really. But thumbnails are absolutely huge, and that what goes along with that is the title of the video. To be keyword heavy about your genre, your category, your subject matter. Be very keyword heavy, but don't sound like it has to be interesting or curiosity or funny or make sense, and really don't clickbait people. Put in the thumbnail and in the title what's in the video. Okay, so when they land on that video, they start watching. They're like, aha, yes, this is what I want.
All right, beautiful. That's so practical. Got to get the thumbnail down. What's next?
So number 5, I have, this is really, really huge. Now you got to follow me here. When people click on your video to watch, you lose half of your viewers in the first 15 to 20 seconds. Half of them are gone. So what you need to do, and this goes for most creators, not all, but most, what you need to do is figure out a way to get them past that mark, right? What do you do in that first 20 seconds of your video to get people to stay? Because people are very finicky in today's world, right? We want instant gratification. So we want to see, we want to hear, we want to feel like what we clicked, that we're getting it quick. So your branding, that could be a 3 to 5 second intro clip. Your introduction, and you getting to the topic at hand needs to be a very fast type of experience for people to push that 15 or 20 second drop off out further to 30 or 45 or 60 seconds, so that you don't see, if anyone who's watching this, I don't know if you're going to release this as a video or just purely a podcast, but both. So if you're at the top here where you have 100% viewership, right? Because they all clicked. That's 100% because everybody who clicked is watching that first second, right? But then as you get into that 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it's like a cliff, right? It's a dramatic drop off. And then what you see is then you see a level out. Kind of low, all the way down to, where there's only 10 or 20% watching towards the end of the video. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to really lengthen out that drop off, really try to make it like a much slower and less dramatic drop off. So if you can do that, and for us, what's worked really big is we have like a one-liner that we start just about all our videos. We start with like a one-liner, something curiosity or funny. And it's very short. It's probably under 4 seconds. And then we go right to our branding clip, which is our critical bench logo, cool images, boom, colorful, motivating, whatever. And that's only 3 or 4 seconds. And then the video starts and it's, hey, this is Coach Chris. I'm here in the Critical Bench compound. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about, and you're right into it. I'm 12, 15 seconds into the video and I'm already talking about what they clicked to hear about, right? I'm not having this long drawn out intro. If you go back and watch some of our older content, oh my gosh, I want to smash my head against the wall. I'm like, I'm not even done with the intro and we're a minute in, no one's watching anymore. No one's watching anymore. So go back and be a good, don't take things so personally, right? Always be willing to learn and improve the process. And that's what I did. I realized, like, when I heard from enough feedback from people, like, they're not trying to be mean. They're just trying to tell me, like, what they would prefer, which is get to the point. And when you see a lot of comments in your videos that say, like, a timestamp, like 1 minute, 48 seconds, what's that mean? That means that's the point in the video where you finally got to the meat. You finally gave them the meat and the potatoes, why they clicked, And I used to get that a lot of times in my earlier video content. This guy talks too much, blah, 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 blah. He didn't get to the point until 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Now, at the same time, thank you so much for watching that long, I appreciate that. But get to the point fast, keep that viewership strong as long as you can.
I like when you get those practical tips, because a lot of us early on, and this is like 2007, 2008, when when I was doing more YouTube videos, where we'd focus on like getting a fancy intro clip, and we'd like spend a bunch of money on it, be like a 10-second swooping logo, and it like lights on fire, and then no one's watching your video by the end of it. Now if you watch the bigger producers, now they start with the person talking, saying, here's where we're going to get in the video, I'm going to get to the X, Y, and Z, very excited. Then they hit a quick intro clip or whatever they want the person. Oh, by the way, if you want to learn more, go here, now let's get into it. So it happens a lot faster if you watch videos that are produced in the last 2 years or a decade ago. You can check the difference right now if you visited YouTube.
Yes, without question, without question. And once we cleaned that process up, we saw just absolute improvement in watch time and average view duration for our videos. So, knowing the analytics too, spend some time in there clicking around and get to know your channel, how it performs. I mean, I've lived in there. I still don't know everything there is to know about my channel, but I'm in there all the time looking at metrics, looking at things that we can hopefully improve on, but really it does begin with great content and just getting to the point fast. So that was number 5, right? So we're getting down to the last few here.
Almost
right?
to that big one. So hopefully, as you teased earlier, they got to listen to the end.
Yeah, they have to listen to the end. This next one's really good, but the last one's the big daddy, and that's where you're really going to see the growth on your channel. So number 6 is your calls to action. YouTube is a free platform. It's a public platform, right? So people are there to, learn from you, be entertained by you, and it's free. Fantastic. But what's in it for you as the creator? What are you trying to accomplish with your channel? Geez, I mean, I hope you're trying to get a customer of some kind, put somebody on a newsletter, right? I mean, so that's what we really were doing a good, in life. Isn't it funny when you start something in life, you're usually really good at checking all the boxes and dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And what happens? You get lazy and you start kind of getting away from how you were doing things in the beginning. And we did that as a channel, but we recommitted ourselves at some point last year. I think coming out of the summer last year, we recommitted to how can we do a better job of 2 things on our channel. We know the content's going to be good because we're always going to bust our butts to put out the best stuff. But how can we do a better job of gaining leads, which is for us emails, because we're an email list type business, right? And number 2, how can we do a better job of driving traffic to our offers, to our products, to things that we've made, that we love, that we believe in, that we know can help people? So we rededicated ourselves to doing that. And the way that works, and it's proven to work, is that your calls to action need to be early and need to be late. And then, and the best case scenario is when you do it, is it flows in the content. It doesn't feel like a commercial. It feels like a matter of fact. Since I'm talking about this, you might want to check out XYZ and talk about it for a few seconds with some passion, with some excitement. Hey, this could really, really help you. If you're loving what I'm showing you right now, you're going to really be blown away by our Unlock Your Glutes program to help you build rounder, stronger glutes. It's a comprehensive program with coaching and follow-along workouts. It's really fantastic. It'll really help you, blah, 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 blah. Go to the pinned comment below or the description area to find out more about that. Okay, let's get back to this exercise, that kind of thing where it's woven in very, very well. It feels natural. It doesn't feel too, overly salesy. You're just letting them know what you do, what you make. You're a business. Let them know how you can provide service to them, and it needs to flow smoothly. And then again, at the end of the video, in a very clean way, you have to, go back to that call to action and say, hey, by the way, remember I mentioned such and such. And the great place to send them right now, and I'm kind of giving you a little bonus extra one, is the pinned comment. Okay, that's one of the best ways for people to go to a link or something that you're trying to get them to do. Put it in the comment and pin it. And then your comment as the administrator, creator, is the number 1 comment for that video. People can scroll and very easily go to that. Or, of course, you're going to put that also in the description area. You're going to put a card on there. You're going to put an end screen in there. And if I'm saying words that you're not familiar with, then you need to do some reading, because there are many ways on a video to plant a link. and a place to drive your traffic to, and use those, but use them early and use them often, and they have to flow naturally in your content.
Love it. I'm back from, again, the old era where they wouldn't let you put a link until you had maybe 1,000 subscribers or something like that, because they didn't want people leaving the YouTube platform. So they made it really hard. And now it's so much easier. I even wrote down pinned comment. I actually haven't used that because I haven't been doing YouTube for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I will certainly pin the comment for brick and mortar businesses to either a front end offer or a landing page for to get them onto our email list.
No doubt. And just a side note there, sending them to other YouTube videos is also fantastic, because that's more watch time for you as a channel. So sometimes in a video, maybe the best call to action is, hey, I've already talked about this in greater, in more depth, or, you really got to check out this other video. If you like this stuff, you're going to be blown away by this video, and then point up and just put it as a card. On YouTube, there's these cards that pop up above you, this little text, this teaser text, and you can point to it at any point in your video, and you can go in and put that link right at that point in the video. It could be any time from the beginning to the end, and they can click that to go to another video. And maybe that's that best call to action for that, for that video. So it depends on the video what the call to action is, right? But we give away free resources sometimes, and so we're just trying to get leads. Sometimes we give away, or we're talking about a product that we really want to help them with, and we've given them a taste of what's in the product in the video. So there's a lot of different ways to do it.
I'm taking a note. Go ahead. You
All
can
right.
get to the big daddy one.
This is it, right? Number 7, get your popcorn ready. So this is really what changed everything for us, and I can't take credit for it because we did learn it. The big part of getting better on YouTube is what you're doing right now. You're listening to someone who's been actively, creating for years, and I have some tips and strategies to do that. Well, we did that ourselves. We went to people bigger than us and learned from them directly. We paid money to go sit in a room with people for a few days at a time to find out how are they growing so fast and so big. And then so we modeled, and they gladly shared with us. That's what most people do who are bigger. They'll gladly share what they're doing. It's not a secret. I will tell anybody who wants to grow their YouTube channel how to grow it. Are they going to do it? Are they going to put in the work? Are they going to be consistent? Right? That's really what it comes down. I can't do it for you, but I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'll tell you everything I do from start to finish. So the 7th big tip is the bracelet and charm approach to creation. Bracelet and charm. So if you want to be an authority, an expert, or known for something in particular on YouTube, the bracelet and charm strategy that we learned, and we just gave years and years of dedication to, is when it really goes to the planning of your video content. So when you plan out what you want to record, right, YouTube will tell you how many people are searching for that topic. All you got to do is type in some keywords in the search bar right at the top of YouTube. YouTube's really, it's a search engine just like anything else, right? So if you type in, auto fills for you. It auto fills a whole number of things based on what you're typing in. So let's say I wanted to make a push-up series, okay, for our channel. So if I typed in push-ups to build blank, or push-up workouts for blank. If I start to type that like right now, I could even share this screen with you if you'd like, but I don't have to. But push-ups here for beginners. Okay, and guess what? That's what I typed up on my screen. Guess what YouTube told me? Push-up for beginners, push-up for beginners women, push-ups for beginners men at home, push-up for beginners in, I'm not sure what that is. Some of them you can throw away. Push-up for beginners workout, push-up for beginners men, push-ups for beginners at home, push-ups for beginners challenge. Notice a theme here? These are all your videos you're going to make about push-ups right here. Okay? Those are your charms. Those are your charm videos. And those videos can be a little bit shorter in duration. Okay? So those can be 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes in length. And you make a push-up video for beginners. Then you make another push-up video for beginners that are men. And you make another one for beginners doing them from their knees. Then you do one for beginners that are women. And then, so the theme here is that you dominate your keywords, your subject matter, so that you have more videos about push-ups on YouTube than the other guy has. So when someone types in push-ups for beginners, guess what? Oh, they're going to find one of your videos, maybe even 2 or 3 of them. And that's good. Redundancy is what you get rewarded for on YouTube. Redundancy means that you're dominating a keyword. You know how many glutes videos we have on our YouTube channel? Hundreds. You know how many hips videos we have on our YouTube channel? Hundreds. You know, so we have hundreds of videos for one body part because that worked for us. So we went and crazy with it. Kettlebell videos, body weight workouts, leg exercises. Like we just go willy-nilly. We'll make, as many as we possibly can. We'll even find one. Oh, this one did really well, but I think we can make it better. And so basically it's the 2.0 version of it's the same video, but it's 2-3 years later. It might even have a different person in it, but the video itself is very, very much the same. But no one knows that. Who knows what their video they're going to land on? So that's the bracelet and charm is you dominate with as many charms as you can. And then the bracelet video is the big daddy video that pulls it all together. So the bracelet video could be the really long one. That could be 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It could be as long as you want it to be. And you cover all those little charm topics in that big, big daddy bracelet video. So you're hitting on everything. It's like a tutorial for push-ups. And you pull out all the stops. And that might take you the whole day. That's the only video you make the whole day is the bracelet video, right? So maybe you have 2 filming days in a given month. One day is all your charms because you can just knock those out 5-10 minutes at a time. And then one day you reserve for your bracelet video. And once it's edited down, who knows how long it'll be. And then what's really cool on the back end is that you tag all those videos the same way. All the titles of each of those videos are the tags for each other. So the tag list matches from one video to the next. So it could be anywhere from 10, it could be 15 different videos that all are kind of like webbed together, connected in the back end because they all have the same tags. So when you are suggested for push-ups, you have multiple of your push-up videos suggested for somebody. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I have used that once. It was taught to me by a buddy of mine, Adam, about 4 years ago.
Lincoln Auger?
Yeah.
Well, that's who we spoke with. I love basketball TV.
Yeah, this is like 2016. We were in a mastermind group together.
Yeah.
And he was explaining it. We used it once for it was speed training for athletes, which is something we're doing. We had like 7 videos and then one Big Daddy 20-minute video. And those videos still get tons of views. And I shortly after fell out of a tree, shattered my leg, stopped doing YouTube videos for a while and focused on the business. But we used that technique once, and I always think about it in my head. It makes a lot of sense to web them all together like that. Adam was a smart son of a gun.
Yes, he is. He's had a lot of success with multiple YouTube channels, and so we liked the growth on I Love Basketball TV. We were at like 35,000 subscribers at the time. They had like 335,000. They were 10 times bigger than us. And we said, I want to go sit in a room with this guy and see what he's doing to grow his channel so quickly. So we did. And we went and sat with him and Rock, who is the superstar face on I Love Basketball TV. And for 2 days, we just gleaned as much as we could from what they were doing. And we started following that. And then a year and a half ago, we went back up to Virginia. And I sat in a room with him again for 2 more days and said, okay, we've done this. What more can we do? How can we continue to improve? And that's when we rededicated ourselves to our calls to action last year, summer. And we've, again, seen just tremendous growth. So
it's amazing. And a lot of people, like you said, are so generous with it. Like we went, we're doing the mastermind with Adam, who's in the group. And, afterwards we go play pickup basketball. I'll tell you that story sometime. And we're at like inner city court and like people, like Adam does not look like an athlete, but he can jump out of the gym. It's wild.
No kidding.
Got to hustle some people with Adam and Brian Moran. I think Jim Smith was there. Like, it was just like a weird mixed match of guys playing pickup basketball talking about YouTube. And it was probably my biggest education on other than today.
Wow, how fantastic is that? That's really interesting. But see, it's funny how we gravitate to people that are kind of crushing it in their world. And sure enough, I mean, without even knowing it, Joe and I both sought out the same person for how to improve the process. And he was he told us anything,
Yeah,
it was an
whatever you
open
want.
book, whatever you want. But are you going to do it? Are you going to put in the work?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love those tips. We're talking scheduling, batching, solving a problem, thumbnail, get them past the 20 seconds, get your calls to action. And then if you're serious about webbing your videos together with the bracelet and charm, Chris, I think there's so much value from people listening to it. And now, like you said, it's whether they do it or not. But let's send them something small to do, which is learn more from you and Critical Bench over at the Stronger by Design podcast too. It's right at strongerbydesign.com, right?
Yes, strongbydesign.com, or Strong by Design podcast, I should say, .com. That's where you'll actually land right on iTunes and get to see. The show's been out there for 2.5 years. It's just been really great. Another passion project for me, really. But it connects us with amazing experts and creative minds like Joe and people that can really help you in your business. And so we love the networking opportunities through the podcast, but then please visit our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and type in our name, Critical Bench, and you will be bombarded with thousands of videos.
And I love talking to people that have been doing it for a while. I've known Mike for a long time. Now I know Chris. I mean, we're talking decade plus people in the business. So they've seen the ups and downs and the changes, and they can help you pivot. So I highly recommend checking those out. And Chris, hold on, because I'm going to do the quick send-off, which will include, as you told me, our call to action, which is visit levelupyourgym.com to get your daily mentorship videos. They are free, right to your inbox, 3 to 5 minutes every morning with tips to help you to grow your gym, add members, and educate your staff. I look forward to listening to everyone, listening to our next guest, and seeing everyone on our next podcast.